Guys, Fox Hills Disc Golf back at it. Northside Park. Clay Jones here with my lovely wife Michelle.
Hey everybody, we're back for the rest of round 3.
Yeah, we got the back 10. Thanks for Dynamics for coming out. You guys are awesome. CNS, Chris, all you guys. All our awesome sponsors.
Yes, can't do it without you, all our awesome sponsors.
Alright, so we're going to get her started on hole 11, and we're 25 down, 24, 17 down, and 16 down after 10 holes.
Yeah, so we got a tight race here.
Yeah, for sure. Hole 11 is 285. It's in the B position. All of them are in B position in this round, and you can see it back through there. It's not that hard to get to, but you know, there's a few things in the way, so.
Yeah, you can definitely leave an obstructed putt.
Yeah, if you don't get past it or to one side or the other, if you come up short, you're definitely going to have to deal with some stuff. So you can see that initial gap. There's really two gaps, the dead center one where you can see the short pad, and then there's a right route. Calvin went right down the middle, and he just grinded a little early and caught that stump. He's going to have to make a pretty substantial putt with some stuff in his way, so he's got the work to do.
Yep.
Mr. Chris Dickerson's going to come up here and use his flick shot to that same gap, but he's going to go the left-handed route. I just don't know what to do on this hole. I do everything. I skip it to the right sometimes, throw it down the middle, tomahawk it, and I don't ever know what I'm going to do in this hole, I swear. Chris hit that same tree and is in a very similar position, so he's going to have some stuff to deal with as well.
Yeah, it's challenging from there.
Cole, he's got a real strong flick shot, so he's chosen to do that, and he's going to go to that middle route. That's a really good looking line right there. If you can get that thing to stable up and come back over, there you go. He's got to make a putt, but he's clear, so
yeah,
big difference. Here's Mr. Colin Forehand, throwing a backhand. He chose that middle gap also, and he's got one flipped up coming down nicely. Yeah.
Caught the trees a little bit, but he's got a nice putt there.
Yeah, he's about 25 maybe. Not too bad. I'm going to go and see if we can cash some birdies in here.
All right.
Cole looks like he's just outside the circle.
Oh, I love that lofty putt.
That's a nice lofty little spin putt right there, man. Just chip it in. Just chip it in.
That's his range. What was that, like 50, 60?
Yeah. No, I think he's about 35 or so probably.
Oh, really? It just looked further to me.
Looks like Calvin's about 40 or so there, so he was a little inside of that, or outside of that. Chris got to straddle that around this tree. It's a big tree. It's hard to tell, but you can see the umbrellas out, and it was raining pretty much the whole round, so we had maybe 5-10 minutes here and there where it wasn't raining, but pretty much constant rain.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. Chris just didn't quite get around that tree, and that tree wasn't moving.
Nope. They tend to stay.
Yeah. Colin came out a little fortunate there. He's got an in-betweener, and boom. That looks great.
Very nice bird, Colin Forehand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is one of the shorter holes, so you definitely are thinking two on this guy. Calvin will have to take the 3, as will Chris. Well, assuming he makes this putt.
Well, yeah. He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's about 13 out or so, something like that. So, no problem. We'll move on to hole 12.
Tight race.
Yeah, that's going to keep Chris at that one-stroke lead, and then Colin's one stroke over Cole, so 2 tight races here, really some good disc golf. Hole 12 was 400 feet, wide open. Then you got to miss the big tree and don't wind up in that pond. Ugh.
Oh, you do not want to be in there. You might not get that back for a while.
Yeah, you want to cruise along the ditch, and then we're playing in B position, so it's 400 right up there on that ridge. You can sort of see it pop into play here in a minute.
hard to see these baskets.
Yeah, they're definitely the invisible baskets on the drone flyover. But so it's a little ditch on either side of this one. It's up on a ridge, and so basically a little death putt from wherever you are almost. So you really would like to get this one close.
Smooth.
Very nice pull.
Just slides right down there by the basket.
You'll have to take my word for it. It's about 10 feet from the basket.
Very nice.
Very nice shot. Get a little love from Colin there. Colin's going to go back in. Got that similar line. Oh, just stabled up a little early on him. He's out in the open, but he's about 60 or so away from the basket probably.
Yeah.
Calvin as well with a very nice looking pull, man. That thing's straight down the ditch.
Oh my goodness, that was gorgeous.
Nope.
Ooh,
Yep.
it sat there.
That's
Perfect.
good. Hung on. It could have got a little sketchier if it would have went down there. It could have been another 10 feet, but he'll have a little sketchy footing, but man, that's just right there, so no problem. Always got to give Gene a shout out for planting all these beautiful flowers and stuff around the old stump here and just all over the course. Great job, Gene.
Oh, the course looks so great.
Chris also with a beautiful pull.
This coming in nice.
Oh, look out! Oh man, that one almost
so
took
awesome.
that one almost took the old Dukes of Hazzard right in there.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah, he likes it
He's so
for
good.
sure. Yeah, Colin, he's got to be 60 out for sure. So looks like he's thinking giving it a run though.
Go, go, go.
Just a little short, but really good effort. Yeah, so you can see him. He wound up still out. So those were some pretty good drives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. These are some excellent disc golfers, that's for sure.
You can see Calvin. He's got a little bit of funky footing. He's going to try to figure out which way to straddle or what to do. It's also wet out there, so definitely a little sketchy situation there on the edge.
Very nice.
No problem. Great too. Yeah, you can see Cole. He's basically underneath the basket. He may have thrown it about 3 feet, 4 feet past the basket, but
Wow, both of those drives.
Yeah.
All three of them. Wow. 4 of them, really.
yeah,
They were all
Collins was a pretty good drive
fantastic.
too, really. But just stabled up a little bit early on him. He came out hole high, but man, anytime you get 3 out of 4 birdies on hole 12 in that position, especially from the long pads, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Very impressive, gentlemen.
Yeah. So we will move on to hole 13, 310 feet. It's open in the beginning, and then you got to get through the initial gap, which is a pretty substantial gap, and then it sort of narrows down, and you know, the old right-handed hyzer shot back towards the basket there is the natural line, but you just have to play it sort of a center cut or it'll knock you down a little early. Cole just got down a little early and caught those palmettos, so he's going to have he's about 45 or so, maybe a little inside of that, so.
Yeah, he may be all right.
Yeah, right in his wheelhouse for sure. Caught a little bit of stuff, but he got a much better result out of it right there.
Yeah, that'll work.
He just nicked the top of the palmettos, and that dropped off a little speed, but he still got up inside the circle, so it's a good shot. Just got a lower backhand going in there, and he's got
Skip
some
it over.
skip. Nope.
Palmetto,
Yeah,
huh?
the old Palmetto collection device. It's like 1,000 hands sticking out to grab your disc.
Well, it's the opportunity for one of his awesome second shots.
That's right. Colin's, of course, lining up the backhand here. Everybody, right-handers, go backhand here pretty much. Oh, yeah, he's got one skipping in nicely. Hole high.
A little long, maybe, but
Yeah, a little bit long. He's probably got 32, 33 feet, something like that. So, moving on down to the green. Chris is about 40 or so, maybe a little bit further. Got that one tree to deal with, though. That thing is leaning over right in the way.
What tree?
What tree? No trees? Yeah. Looks like he's going to try to ante over around it, maybe. Can't tell if he's going to go to the right or the left. Yeah, he's...
He tickled it.
And yeah, he threw a little hyzer around it, and it just hyzered a little too much on him at the end there. Cole with a similar line, but he doesn't really have the tree to worry about, so... There we go. It's in Cole's house.
Very nice.
Yeah, man. Take another little quick pop-up look, and boom.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we throw them in there at that pace, right in the middle like that, they usually stay in.
Newly Innova sponsored player. Congratulations, Cole, and welcome to the team.
Yeah, congratulations, Cole. Well deserved. Colin just got a little bit low on that one, almost. Good effort. Nice skip shot.
It's in there. No problem for him.
No problem there. Couple birds, couple of pars. Man, that's going to tie us up.
Wow, tough race.
26-26, man.
Coming down to see who gets to play in the big final 9.
Man, this is exciting. All right, here we go. Right down the middle of the old 14. It's 283 feet in this position. It's a lot of stuff to get there. There's a couple definitely legitimate routes to get there. Right in a basically center, I guess. But there's some stuff you can see. There's just basically lines of trees in the way. Cole's gonna flick one down the left route. Get the old,
all right.
Yeah, get the old kick off the base of the tree.
Nestle right up there.
Yeah, the old nestle. Yeah. All right, here goes Calvin. Gonna go backhand. Try to get something to flip over a little bit. Got one going down the center. Looks pretty good. Huh. Not too bad. Again, it was raining, so you can tell some of the cameras are GoPro cameras, and some of the angles are a little different, but, you know, it was raining all day, so we had to use what we could. I think we did a pretty good job capturing some pretty good disc golf, so.
Yeah, I think it's fun for me to watch.
Yeah. And Colin's going to go backhand down that center gap.
Oh, I don't think he didn't care for that.
He didn't like it, but it let go a little early, and he's parked on the short position, but that one's substantially shorter, so he's definitely going to have a decent putt. Chris also got some trouble, so he's got a patent pending escape shot kind of a deal going here. Man, that was a good looking run at it, but hyzed up a little early. Yeah, Colin's got a pretty good look at it, actually. He's probably 45 or so out, though.
Get it. Oh.
Good try, man. Just came up a little short. Calvin looks like he's just inside the circle. Oh,
no.
Just a little high and a little left, but it went through that last chain. So
I hate when that happens.
it's always a drag when they go through the chains. So these baskets are stingy, and it was raining all day, wet chains. So especially stingy today.
When we were tied up, that's not fun to see.
Yeah. That's the way it goes. Happens to everybody. Just got to deal with it and move on.
Wow. Cole will take his very nice bird.
Yeah, I think Cole picked up that CTP flag and marked his name on there too. He sure did.
All right, that keeps us tied up.
Yep, sure does.
Cole with the sole bird on that one.
Yeah, Cole's going to take the tee pad on the next one there on 15. So 15's one of the short holes. It's 274. Pretty open off the tee pad. There's a couple little things to beat, but basically you got to just try to get down in there and skip into this jailhouse. It's like a federal penitentiary in here, man. You can see the basket I popped in there, but
it's challenging.
It is challenging to get in there, and even if you're in there, it's challenging sometimes to make the putt from 12 feet away. So it's a fun hole. Cole had one zipping in there nicely, and he's got actually probably about the best lie you can have, unless you're under the basket. He's got a nice clean look at it, really. Definitely one of my favorite holes. I just love throwing a skip shot anytime I can, so I just love to try to skip something in there. It's my favorite.
This looks good.
Yeah, Calvin's got a real good looking shot. Gets the skip.
I caught that tree, but it was going that direction.
Yeah, he's still in relatively good position though, so he can basically has a clean look at the basket from there. So it's kind of all you can ask for really in this situation. Chris got a little bit long and almost got the camera guy and just skipped a little bit deep right there.
Yeah, that's going to be challenging to even see the basket from there.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one, especially when the other guys are looking at it pretty good right there. So Colin's got a low grinder going down there, looking pretty good, but caught some stuff, and yeah, he's going to have a kind of an upshot situation here. He's behind a couple trees.
Oh no.
Yeah, he caught one there, and man, that's gonna be a tough par there. So it's him again. Oh, man, what a good run.
Almost in there.
I mean, what a good effort.
Oh, look at this shot. See, he can barely. Can he even see the basket?
No, he can't see the basket, I don't think, from where he actually is. The disc is. So he stepped around and got some eyes on it and contemplated on it for a few minutes and decided to go down to a knee, sort of straddle over, and he's got a little bit of a sight on it, I think, right there. You could probably see a little bit of the name tag or something like that, but
dude,
doesn't matter.
That was one of the most incredible shots I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was just something else. Look at that. Bang. Beautiful shot,
dude,
Chris.
Dickerson, you are so good, my friend.
So Calvin's got that unobstructed. We got a little camera obstruction, but you know, he looks like he's relatively clean look at the basket. There you go.
Nice bird.
Colin's over there, or excuse me, Cole's over there at a similar distance also, but he even has a little bit better situation, so cash it. Alright. Colin's going to lose 2 strokes to everybody on that one, so that's tough. But we still stay tied at the top, man. Tight race. Here we go. Hole 16 is 497. It's
definitely longest hole on the course.
I think it's the longest hole, yeah, and it's tough. It's wide open crush to get there. You can go straight down this path of drones flying. You can go to the right a little bit. It's just a barricade of stuff to get through there unless you hit a couple little different gaps, and even if you get right here in the landing zone, you still have some stuff to deal with between you and the basket. So you really want to get in there as far as you can.
Yeah, it's tough.
It is tough. It's a low ceiling, as you can see in here, and it's a disc golf shot, that's for sure. There you can see the pop-up basket back there. 497 feet, and it plays like every bit of it. Cole kind of tried to crank one and get one in there like I was saying, and he just got a little over on it, and that one did a little worm burner on him. So Not what he was looking for. Calvin looks like he's lining up that right-handed route.
If you've got the distance, it's not a bad route.
It's not a bad route. If you could get punctured through there over there, you're in great shape. But he did not. He kind of
turned it over a little bit.
Flipped it over, and he's basically in 17's fairway over there. So
there's still kind of a line from there, kind of.
Absolutely. No, there's still about the same opening as the other side, really. So if you got the distance to get over there, then it's not a bad try.
Looks like Chris going that way as well.
Chris going that way as well.
His might have hydrated a little early, though.
Yeah, hydrated just a little early. He got a little bit high on that one. I feel like there may have been a little bit of a headwind at this point. There's definitely some weather out there.
Colin just trying to go the more straight route down the line there. Yeah, a little right of what he wanted, looks like.
Yeah, a little right of what you want there. It's really tough to get over and close after you get behind those palmettos and those trees. So looks like everybody's got a little work to do on this hole. This hole will work you. That's a great looking shot coming in. Oh yeah, very nice. It's gonna be about 25 out. Chris going back to that knee, and he's got a little route low, it looks like there, a little place to punch through, so he's just going to try to get through and get one close.
Very nice.
Very nice. Beautifully done. And Calvin came over from the right-hand side, and the cameraman did not realize what was happening and completely missed his shot, so... He came in.
I'm sure it was very close.
Yeah, it was very close. It was a really good shot. I think he wound up about 6-8 feet from 10 feet from the basket. Colin's got a little backhand hole there. He's got like a nice little square opening to pop through, and he looks like he centered it pretty good. Well, it looks like he's going to be about 25 out or so, something like that. Man, he just kind of held on to that one. Yeah, that's a nice 3 from Cole. Yep.
Nice smooth Cole putt.
Yeah, I think this is a par 3.5 maybe. Something like that.
Yeah.
So you get a 3, you feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, for sure.
And Calvin will take his 3 also. That'll do it for the toughest hole in the course, in my eyes anyway.
Yes. And still tied up at the top.
Still tied up. A little separation from Cole there and Colin. So we're looking at hole 17. It's 399 feet. A couple trees early, then there's these gaps here. And once you get out, you have to sort of turn it back and get a little distance. It's out there.
Fun hole.
Yeah, it's a great hole.
As long as it's not too wet out there.
Yeah, it can get a little moist out there on the green. So.
Which makes sometimes skips kind of non-existent because it gets kind of mushy.
Yeah, the grass is pretty tall out there, and it's kind of doesn't really skip much anyway. It's more like that grabby grass. That's a thing. See? Grabby grass. Look at it. Grabbed it right away.
Look how beautiful that course looks.
Oh man, thanks everybody for helping out. It looks fantastic. Thank the city for helping us too and keep the place great.
Calvin, more Team Innova awesomeness.
Yep, he's got one bouncing down there just a little bit past the hole, so he's going to have about a circle's edge. Yeah, this hole's tough because it looks straight, but it's really not. It really bends back a little bit to the right once you get through the gap out there, so it definitely requires a little finesse.
And there's some wind kind of once you get out there
Yeah,
that can affect your disc.
definitely opens up, and the 441 is out there, and the cars and the wind and that road and everything definitely intensifies once you get out there. Colin's got a nice looking pull coming in. Yeah, he wound up about 25 out. Well, Chris will be first up the putt. He's right on the edge as well. I want to say somehow everybody wound up about 30 feet away from the basket, so it was really close.
Awesome. Too bad we can't just do a ring of fire.
Yeah,
for
ring
all
of
their
fire.
putts
Yeah,
here.
we should have went for it.
That'd be fun. Ooh. Oh.
Gold just a little bit
Caught on his
outside.
thumb a little bit or something there.
And there's some wind out here, like we were saying, so it's not easy to make a putt out here. There you
Ooh,
go.
There you go.
Colin showed him how to do it.
Very nice, Colin. Happy to make that one. Hasn't had his best round. That's okay.
Calvin looks like he's about 25, 26 out.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, that might have
Now-
rolled further than
Yeah,
he was.
now he looks like he's about 27 or 28 out, so. This will be for his par, though, so just go ahead and step up, knock it down, and no major damage done.
Which is what he does.
There you go. So it looks like Colin's going to be the only two on that hole. He will take the tee pad, and we will move on to the next hole.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Still tied up.
Still tied up. Oh man, hole 18. You got to make it over this pond. You got to get her to kick back left a little bit. Avoid that big, huge pine and the OB to the right. Also, long of the basket is the OB pond, of course.
Which is only a few feet behind the basket.
Yeah, you can see it there. It might be 12 feet to the OB. There is a marked line back there, so I would say probably closer to 10 feet. Thanks for Ian for coming out and helping us with the cameras. Great job, buddy. Colin's got one pulled through the gap and gone over the pond and got a nice looking skip shot, and he's in a very safe, very nice position there, so he'll have to decide whether he wants to give it any kind of a run, because he's a pretty substantial bit from the basket still, and the OB, like Michelle said, is right there, so
Yeah.
he's looking at more of an upshot, I think, on that one. Cole's got one out a little bit wide, crushing down, looks pretty good. Yeah, that's an ideal spot. That's a great shot. It's definitely a gamble here, because when you start going for the basket, you push that tree OB over there, and you can hit that and wind up OB, and then you also push the behind the basket OB. So Calvin's got one crushing down there, though. He had plenty of distance. It just hyzered up a little early on him, and he wound up probably about 60 or so, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
A little bit of a low ceiling, and, you know, it's going to be a tough little layup. This is a 20-hole course, so this is not our last hole. We will have 2 more holes after this, and then we will have a final 9.
Monster 9.
Monster 9, that's right. Thanks, Michelle. Forget about that. It's a monster designed by Mr. Evan Gerthy, so thanks, Evan.
Yeah, he was pretty much born on this course.
Yeah. And Chris wound up in a pretty popular spot. You can see Calvin is Well, that ceiling is not too much to deal with, and the tree's not too much to deal with, so he's got a decent run at it. He just can't give it too much of a high run, or it might float out of bounds, and he sort of goes layup, and if you're going to lay up, that's a beautiful sound right there.
That's right.
Yeah. Chris gives one a little ante run. Definitely was just a layup there. I don't think he had any intentions of trying to go for that.
That's a tricky putt. Cole gave it a could have made it, but
Cole
still
gave it
a little safe.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been too mad if it went in, but I don't think he was really thinking it was going in too much there either. So, yeah, you get away from this hole with a 3, and you feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, for sure.
And that will wrap up hole 18.
Still tied up.
Yep, 3s all around.
Hole 19 over this pond. Oh my goodness.
It is a tricky little shot. A very small landing zone. Of course, the pond is OB, and then the parking lot is OB. To the behind the basket there's some OB. If you can get through the woods, there's OB over there too. So
Can't go too low, or those
can't go too low.
grasses or whatever are
cattail
gonna get
guys.
you.
Yep, cattails get you. So I like to throw a big tomahawk over this guy, or maybe I'll take a flippy putter and kind of try to get one to ante back in there a little bit.
Ooh, Colin's got a great shot coming.
Yeah, he had a flippy putter that just sort of stayed a little bit right line the whole time. It was a great shot. Cole's going more Spike Heisery route.
Yep, burst.
I think that'll work. That's a great shot. Colin's going to go back in as well. Looks like he's going to try that same sort of line. Got this one up high. This thing needs to get down. No, does not. So Calvin will have to try to take his relief and get his circle 3 from over there. He'll only be about 25 feet from the basket, so.
Yeah, that's not too tough.
No. You saw our flag guy there. Those are some volunteers that came out. And we'd like to thank all those guys, man. You guys did a great job.
Yeah, they were there all weekend.
Yeah, both weekends. Yep, that's a nice looking shot. It's just going to be about, I don't know, 8-10 feet behind the basket. A little bit of stuff to deal with, but he's right there, so.
Ooh, this looks a little more challenging than I was thinking.
Yeah, this is a little tough, and you definitely see some wind, the trees moving around, everything, so. Man, that is a big make right there. To just lose 1 stroke to Chris possibly instead of 2. That makes a big deal. Nice putt. Yeah, a nice little straddle out. You can see Chris, he had to stick his foot in there and go to a knee. But he's only about 15, maybe 12 out, so. You can obviously see the wind gusting around though, so anytime you're putting at the water downhill, doesn't matter how far away, you want to get that in there, and he did. That was a great putt.
Yeah, that was great. All right, some nice birds.
Yeah. So Calvin will have to take his circle 3, and everybody else got the 2s. Very well played hole. All right, we'll move on to hole 20. This is the final hole of this round, and it is 252 feet. Only one position on this hole, so you can go 3 different ways. You can go straight at it with a putter like Michelle does, or you can spike hyzer something around it like I try to do, or you can flick around the other side like a lot of other people do. So.
Yeah. All right. Awesome round, gentlemen.
Yeah. Colin's going the sort of hyzer route. Got one right down the middle. Looking pretty good. He got a little bit long. I think he was right on the edge of the OB. Of course, it started raining again right here at the end of the round, so we had to break out the telephones and everything else and get back on our wet camera. We had about 10 minutes of dryness there, so. Cole wound up a little bit short right there, and he's going to have to get out of those palmettos and do some work. Chris is one of those flick route guys. I knew there would be one. He's got a great looking line. That needs to skip over there, and yes, it does. That'll work.
All right.
Calvin's got one up nice and high. That thing needs to get down, and looks like it's coming back in pretty nicely.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that looks great.
That's how you do it.
Yep. Cole's gonna have to get in there and nestle up amongst the bushes and a little mini jungle in there. And he got right dead in the middle of it, didn't he?
It's happened to me.
Yeah, but it's thinned out a little bit nowadays. There's not so many palmettos in there, so you can actually sort of punch through it. I believe at one point you couldn't hardly even get in there to get your disc. So, yeah, there you go.
Yep. That's about as good as you can do from there.
Yeah, if you're not going to make it, that's the next best thing for sure. There you go. Beautiful putt. Nice way to end your round, Colin. A little pop-up replay of that straddle putt. Bang, dead center, man. Chris about 8 or 10 out. Nice birdie. Calvin also about 8 feet out. So great way to end your round, gentlemen. And there we go. Alright, that's going to give Chris a 1-stroke lead going into the final 9. We'll talk a little bit about some of the charity work the Chainhawks do.
Every year, the Chainhawk Open donates to a worthy cause. This year, we've chosen Michaela. Please consider making a donation if you can. Have a look.
Hi, I'm Virginia. My daughter is Michaela, and she was recently diagnosed with something called juvenile dermatomyositis. It's an autoimmune disease that attacks her muscles and skin. She can go anywhere from having rashes to her muscle fully contracting to where she can barely walk or reach her arms over her head. Thankfully, we've been started on treatment and things are working and getting better. Hopefully she'll be able to start running and stuff again like she used to. She loved to play soccer. She really wanted to play soccer, and then all of this started. So her doctors have her on really good treatments and a lot of medication. She's going to have to do a lot of physical therapy, and with a few years of medication, hopefully she'll live a normal life to where she won't even have to take medication again. There's always a chance that there'll be a flare-up again. That's about it. Thank you guys so much for all your help. We really appreciate it. Michaela's such a strong little girl, and we know we'll get through this, but we really appreciate all your support. Thank you.
We've put a link here to her GoFundMe page. We hope you'll consider making a donation or sharing the page on social media. Thanks so much for all your help. And thanks again to everybody that has anything to do with this tournament. Always a blast. The Chainhawks are the best. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit subscribe.